Rural Americans deserve access to the best of what our country has to offer, especially health care. Across every state, every community, America's rural hospitals are the first line of defense, protecting our families, neighbors, and loved ones. No matter where you live, hospital care doesn't clock out. They're there 24 hours a day, 7 days a week, 365 days a year. Each year, America's over 5,000 hospitals care for millions of patients, providing 24/7 emergency care, delivering babies, cancer treatments, and other life-saving care that patients rely on. Behind every one of those patients are doctors, nurses, and caregivers working tirelessly to keep people healthy and safe. Hospitals are our community's lifelines. They employ our neighbors and keep our families healthy. But now, some in Congress are threatening access to care. Tell Congress, protect patient care to keep America strong. Don't cut rural health care. Listen, all you New Yorkers.
Excuse me. Taxi.
Okay, man, we're looking around.
This is the 77 WABC minicast.
And Bill Clinton had an opening statement for the House Oversight and Government Reform Committee. I guess they got him to talk about the Epstein files and what he did or didn't do. Now, I saw some video of this. He looks like the older version of him lying about having sex with Monica Lewinsky. That's what it was. It just looked, it was so reminiscent of, I did not have sex with that woman, not once. And that was obviously a complete lie. But here's a part of his statement. He says, I'm here today for two reasons. The first is that I love my country. And America is built upon the idea that no person is above the law, even the president, especially presidents. Democracy requires that every person play their part. And I hope that by being here today, we can bring ourselves a little further away from the brink and back to a country where we can disagree with another civilly. Yeah, right. Who are the ones that don't want to talk? Who are the ones that at protests beat up people that want to ask them why they're even there in the first place? Don't come to us and talk about civility. He says the second reason I'm here is that the girls and women whose lives Jeffrey Epstein destroyed deserve not only justice but healing. They've been waiting too long for both. Through my brief acquaintance with Epstein, though it ended years before his crimes came to light, and though I never witnessed during our limited interactions, he's using keywords like limited, never, don't know what you're talking about. He didn't have any indication of what was going on. I'm here to offer what little I know so that it might prevent anything like this from ever happening. But before we start, I have to get personal. You made Hillary come in. She had nothing to do with Jeffrey Epstein. Maybe killing him, but other than that, nothing. She has no memory of even meeting him. She neither traveled with him nor visited any of his properties. Whether you subpoenaed 10 people or 10,000, including her, was simply not right. She was the Secretary of State and the wife of you being president, and there are pictures of her. Her daughter's, both of your daughters' wedding. Ghislaine was there. It just, of course, we'd want to hear from her. We began this hearing with raising my hand and taking the oath to tell the truth, like you did during the Lewinsky thing. He took an oath. But everyone has a responsibility to be honest with those they represent, whether you raised your right hand or not. Oh, okay. Maybe he's saying like, even though I raised it. Each and every one of us owes nothing less than the truth and accuracy to the American people. Now, let me say what you're going to hear. From me. First, I had no idea the crimes Epstein was committing. No matter how many photos you show me, I have two things that at the end of the day matter more than your interpretation of what of these 20-year-old photos. I know what I saw, and more importantly, what I didn't see. I know what I did, and more importantly, what I didn't do. I saw nothing. I see nothing. The old Sergeant Schultz. I did nothing. As someone who grew up in a home with domestic abuse, victim. Not only would I not have flown on his plane, if I had any inkling what was going on, I would have turned him in myself and led the call for justice for his crimes, not sweetheart deals. But even with 20/20 hindsight, I saw nothing that ever gave me pause. You often hear me say that I don't recall. That might be unsatisfying, but I'm not going to say something I'm not sure of. I mean, even Reagan did that. Yes, I don't recall. I don't remember. And they said he had Alzheimer's at that point. This is not merely for my benefit, but because it doesn't help you for me to play detective 24 years later. That's other people's jobs. Since I'm under oath, I will not falsely state that I am looking forward to your questions, but I am ready to answer them to the best of my abilities, consistent with the facts as I know them. The legitimate, the logical, and even the outlandish. Can anyone give this guy the benefit of the doubt that he's telling the truth at any point, especially in a forum so similar to the Monica Lewinsky depositions that he gave, where he took an oath, he looked into that camera and told the American people, I did not have sex with that woman. So now when he takes an oath, looks into the camera and says, I did not know anything, I didn't do anything, how the hell are you supposed to believe him? How are you supposed to believe this guy? Well, I'll tell you, you're not. You're not supposed to believe this guy. And the left and the Democrats will try to drag Trump into this. All the times his name is mentioned, there's not one allegation that has anything to back it up. There are fake AI pictures I've seen, but any other picture that's actually him and Jeffrey Epstein is at some huge social event where I'm sure hundreds of pictures were taken with everybody. But there are pictures with Bill Clinton and him on the plane at little getaways. There's a painting of Bill Clinton in a blue dress, and it was hanging on the wall at Jeffrey Epstein's place. So I'm not quite willing to believe Bill Clinton that he knew nothing, did nothing, saw nothing, like Schultz from Hogan's Heroes.
If you're looking to create, grow, and sustain your wealth, download and subscribe to the Pain Points of Wealth podcast at BeBullish.com with Bob, Ryan, and Chris Payne. It's your podcast for market insights, money tips, and real talk on the economy. Download and subscribe at BeBullish.com.